Hello learners, welcome to the MOOCs course Philosophical Foundations of Education. Today's discussion will be Pragmatism's Impact on Education. As a practical and utilitarian school of philosophy, pragmatism has influenced education to the maximum extent. Learners, we have already discussed about what is pragmatism and its basic principles. So, this philosophy doesn't believe in imparting education for its own sake. Rather, it is to be imparted with reference to human needs. This philosophy has so many educational implications because already we know that education and philosophy are both the two parts of a same coin. So, without the influence of philosophical thoughts, philosophical principles, education cannot go to further. So, every philosophy, idealism, whatever it is idealism, whatever it is naturalism, pragmatism and modern philosophy, anything, it has its implications, and education has borrowed every ideas and every philosophical principles to realize its aims and objectives. So, this philosophy has so many educational implications. As I mentioned, we can present the educational implications of pragmatism in terms of the various area of the study made of philosophy. So, metaphysics, epistemology, axiology are the three important divisions of this philosophy. Let's discuss about metaphysics in this regard. Metaphysics is a part of philosophy which believes in and studies about the existence of God, His nature, existence of soul, existence of life, the knowledge of universe, development of universe, original impositions of the creation. According to the area of study, metaphysics has been divided into 5 parts: theology, metaphysics regarding soul, science of universe, as well as science of creation and cosmology. Then epistemology. It is the important part of philosophy that deals with the theory of knowledge. Under these branches, human intelligence and problem concerning his capacity of learning, like limit of grasping knowledge about creation, his means, nature of evidence, nature of truth and falsehood, and the possibilities of realization of the real by human mind are studied here. Then axiology, another significant part of philosophy which is concerned with the different values, objectives and ideals of human life. Axiology is categorized into 3 categories: logic, ethics and aesthetics. So these 3 are important area of study by the philosophy, and pragmatism is one of the most important Western philosophy. We can discuss the implication of this Western philosophy with special reference to these parts of philosophy, which are the metaphysics, epistemology as well as axiology. Now, discuss about while implementation of pragmatism in education. First of all, we have to choose the aims or objectives of education. Now, discuss pragmatisms and aims of education. Pragmatism doesn't believe in any predetermined and fixed aim of life. This is the main principles of pragmatism. So, when aims of life are indeterminate and changeable with the variation of time, variation of place or variation of person, there can never be predetermined and fixed general aims of education, because our aim of life is changeable. With the changing time, everything is changed. Changes inevitable. Therefore, according to pragmatic philosophy, there cannot be any fixed aim of education or any prefixed aim of education. According to this philosophy, with reference to the metaphysics, I will say the aim of education should be the formulation and cultivation of a dynamic, adaptable, resourceful and enterprising mind among the people. This is first important point regarding the aims of education and pragmatism. And if we say with reference to the epistemology about the aims of education and pragmatism, then we have to take some points. And first one, development of original and creative thinking which enables a person to cope successfully with the various situations of life. Secondly, to direct the impulses, interest as well as abilities towards the satisfaction of the felt needs of the child in the real environment. And all-round development of the individual is also an important aim of education, which is significant also in our present-day education system, because all-round development refers along with the cognitive development, emotional development, social development, physical development, every kind of development which can able to build a human personality, strong personality. So education should develop an individual physically, mentally, socially, morally, aesthetically from all sides according to the pragmatic philosophy. And if we say the aims of pragmatism and aims of education with reference to axiology, then we find the aims of education advocated by the schools of pragmatism are significantly expressed in terms of axiology. According to Ross, the general education aim of the pragmatist is just the creation of new values which is applicable for our changing situation. For creation of new values, the aim of education is to provide physical, intellectual, moral, aesthetic activities as the media for the creation of values. So, this is about pragmatism and aims of education. What should be the aims of education from the point of view of metaphysics, epistemology as well as axiology? Pragmatism has defined very broad way. Then pragmatism and curriculum. What is curriculum? Curriculum is the road. Curriculum is the runway. Curriculum is the path through which we can proceed and we can able to realize the aims and objectives of education. Already pragmatism has advocated what should be the aims of education. Pragmatism has said that the time is changing, accordingly the aim of life of the human individual is changing. Therefore, the educational goals, educational aims should be changed according to the changing demand of the society, according to the changing aims and objectives of individuals. So, pragmatism is not in favor of fixing curriculum in advance. Only an outline of the activities may be kept in view in the beginning and the curriculum be evolved according to the requirement of the situation. So, according to pragmatic philosophy, the following subjects should be included in the curriculum. What should be the subject? With special reference to metaphysics, all subjects and activities should be integrated in order to make knowledge one unit. The subjects which are taught after dividing them into units for convenience must be integrated at the end. This follows the principle of integration. So, all subjects should be integrated with each other. By following the principle of integration, pragmatism has prescribed what kind of curriculum we should prepare for the child by following the formula of integration. Then, if we say what kind of curriculum should be provided according to pragmatism and with special reference to epistemology, then we have to say that according to the pragmatism, only the subject, activities and experiences should be included in the curriculum which have direct relevance and usefulness to fulfilling the specific needs of children. Because practically, if we say, or psychologically if we say, the needs and the abilities and attitudes are differ from each children to each. So, and it also helps them to real knowledge the subjects like language, physical education, geography, history, science, mathematics, agriculture, etc. should be taught accordingly according to the needs of the children. Because someone may be interested in geography, someone may be interested in history, someone may be interested in science, or someone may be interested in literature. Therefore, such kind of subject should be taught to the children in an integrated way. Then we can say what kind of curriculum should be prescribed according to pragmatic philosopher with reference to the axiology. Then we will find then reading, writing, counting, crafts, art and natural science should be included. This is important. Then next point is which is very important, that purposeful and social activities should be included in the curriculum which makes the children good citizens and men of high moral character. This is the aims of curriculum according to the axiological point of view. Then vocational and technical education should also be included to enable the child to earn his living, because earning is a very essential part of our human life. Therefore, according to pragmatic philosophers, students should be given full freedom to their specific interests, because everybody has the different interests. Someone may have the interest in play activities, someone may have the interest in mathematics, someone also may have the interest in logic, philosophy, etc. So, education should provide such a platform through the curriculum that everyone can have that freedom to utilize their interest so that they can benefit from the educational environment. This is the important part about influence of pragmatism on curriculum. Then another important aspects which is related to the education, that is method of teaching. So, what kind of method has been prescribed by the pragmatic philosophy? This is important to know. Pragmatism is not favor of old and worn out method of teaching. In the ancient period, what happened? The educational system was based on verbal deliberation on the part of the teachers and passive hearing on the part of the students. So, pragmatism is totally not favor of such type of theoretical old method of teaching. It believes in experimenting with new methods which is applicable to the new situation for the children. Some of the methods of teaching advocated by the pragmatic philosophy are purposive and progressive teaching. According to this particular philosophy, the child must be able to achieve some goals of life through the process of education, self-learning and experiences. Because only verbal deliberation on the part of the teacher and passive hearing on the part of the students is not will not work or will not work for the realizing the aims and objectives of education. Therefore, the method should be focused on self-learning by the students. the method should give a joyful environment so that every student can become more and more interested to gain new knowledge, and teachers should guide the students to change their activities and experiences accordingly, and thus process of search from good to better never to stop. So teacher should play the role as a guide, as a philosopher, so that teacher can give them the right instruction to go to or to follow the right path by the students. So this is very important. Therefore, according to the philosophy, the classroom situation should be joyful and it should focus on self-learning or gaining experiences by the students. Then problem-centered teaching. What is problem-centered teaching? Under this method, what happened? A number of relevant problems are put before the children, and teaching is done through these problems. The child is, while any problem you put in front of your child, they will be curious, they will be motivated, and this curiosity and this motivation is very essential part in the fruitful teaching learning process. So the child is initiated by the teacher to solve such problems through experimentation. Project method of Kilpatrick is very suitable for this, because when the students or when the child in the classroom environment, they will be engaged to sort out any kind of problem, then they will be encouraged, they will get the interest, rather than they will getting the knowledge in a theoretical or verbal deliberation method. So problem-centered teaching should be used as a method while it is applicable by the teachers, and pragmatism has also its focus on such type of method while it has prescribed about the method of teaching. Then another method that has been prescribed by the philosophy of pragmatism, this is very important, which is applicable in our present day situation, that's child-centered teaching. Each child is different in intelligence, as I mentioned before, limits of grasping knowledge and abilities and interests. As a result, no single and fixed method of teaching can be useful to all, because psychologically everyone is different from each other. One child can grasp the knowledge in one shot, but another child may have the problem that he or she cannot able to grasp the knowledge if the teacher is repeating again and again the same knowledge. So as a result, no single and fixed method teaching can be useful to all. Some teaching methods will be applicable for some children, but some teaching method cannot be applicable for the another children which same age, because of their psychological differences, because of their differences in intelligence and limits, some intellectual limits. So the method of teaching should be child-centered. In this method, the child should be made the center of all educational activities. This is very important, and teachers should follow such type of principles to fulfill the aims and objectives of educational environment. Then activity-centered method. Instead of emphasizing thought, ideas and rote learning method, pragmatism believes in experimental or activity, because some activity, when the children are actively participated, will get the chance to actively participate in any kind of activity, they will be motivated, they will grasp knowledge easily than the theoretical teaching learning process. Centered, so it will develop their creative power, and which is useful both for children for as well as the nation, because the creativity only will develop when they will be engaged in some process. Otherwise, only by getting some verbal knowledge from the teachers, by sitting in the classroom passively, so it will be not fruitful for the students to develop their creativity. So this is very important, activity-centered method, which is prescribed by the pragmatic philosophy. Then another method, real method. According to the pragmatic philosophy, education should be stresses action rather than reflection. So teacher should put the children in real situation so that she or he may himself solve the problems by using scientific method of inquiry which indicates their logical power. As I already mentioned in the concept of or understanding pragmatic philosophy part, that pragmatism is always far away from the spirituality. So pragmatic philosophy gives scientific solution. According to this philosophy, right, wrong, applicable, not applicable, what is truth, what is not truth, what is good, what is bad, everything is determined with the perspective of scientific inquiry. So to sort out when we give any kind of problems in front of children by using scientific method of inquiry, and then their logical power will be automatically developed. Then integrated approach of teaching. Teachers should teach all the subjects in a correlated and integrated manner to make the knowledge a single unit as well as to make them developed with good character. Because every subject, say for example, if we teach the physics by integrating with mathematics, then the students will get easy to sort out or to relate the both subject, and they will easy to get the concept. So in this way, if we correlate the subjects sociology with education, with geography, or if we correlate the subject geography with other related subjects also, then such type of correlation and integration will help the students, to help the children to get knowledge and practicability, to get a concept, the practicability of the knowledge. So integrated approach of teaching, which is prescribed by the pragmatism philosophy. Then discuss about pragmatism and discipline. Discipline is one of the most important aspects of education. The pragmatists believe that powerful and cooperative activities carried on in a free and happy environment are conducive to good discipline. This discipline followed by pragmatic philosopher can be examined in terms of the three parts of philosophy as usual: metaphysics, epistemology and axiology. In terms of metaphysics, what type of disciplinary behavior or activities has been prescribed by the pragmatic philosophy? Some such disciplinary activities are followed in pragmatic school of education, by performing which the child becomes self-restrained and cooperative, as well as the sense of responsibility to know the world is automatically developed in them. So self-discipline is encouraged by the pragmatic philosophy. If we see the disciplinary activities in terms of epistemology, then children have their own rate of learning abilities, because everybody has its own pace. So this philosophy, this pragmatic philosophy believes in self-discipline. It is not imposed on the child by any external authority. Discipline should not be imposed by outside to the children. On the other hand, the child imposes it upon himself voluntarily. It emphasizes social discipline through participation in cooperative activities in the school society, which helps them to earn knowledge from the real experiences. So the school or the educational institution should provide such type of situation so that self-discipline may be encouraged to the children. Then if we see in terms of axiology, what kind of disciplinary behavior pragmatism advocates. Pragmatism advocates self-discipline. Such discipline creates a children who assumes like tolerance, mutual respect, self-control, initiative and originality. And participation in the school society enables them to imbibe values like tolerance, mutual respect, sympathy, initiative, service of humanity, as well as some we feeling, cooperation, healthy competition. It will be developed. So such kind of disciplinary activities or disciplinary behavior should be there in the educational environment according to the pragmatic philosophy. It's the main point is that self-discipline. self-discipline should be there instead of imposing the disciplinary behavior from the outside. Because if we grow a child in a very restriction, within a very strict disciplinary situation, then it will not work sometime. When discipline will come from the within, so it will work far better than the imposition. So self-discipline is advocated by the pragmatic philosophy. Then another important point to be noted here, pragmatism and role of teacher. Pragmatism has advocated all types of disciplinary behavior, aims of education, curriculum. After that, teacher has to play the main responsible role. So pragmatism and what should be the role of teacher and what kind of role of teacher in such environment, pragmatism has prescribed that the role of teacher is very important in pragmatic school of education. It is not a dictator here, but he is a friend, philosopher and guide in the classroom situation. The safe function of a pragmatic teacher is to create real life situation in which some problems may emerge and the child be interested in the solution of these problems. Here, the teacher is simply required to provide opportunity for activity and learning. And this way, the teacher puts his pupils in the position of a discoverer and experimenter. Thus, the role of teacher followed by pragmatic teacher is characterized by the nature of philosophy. It helps the children to know the world through experimentation, helps them to acquire knowledge as well as develop their logical power and socially needed values. Thus, metaphysically, epistemologically, and axiological point of view, the role of teacher is sound. So, teacher role is like, if we sum up the teacher role according to the pragmatic philosophy, then this philosophy does not believe in the traditional method of teaching and lesson making of the teacher. It believes in the principle of doing rather than knowing the child. Teacher is to create a situation through which self-activity of the students may be possible to be undertaken by them. Then teacher is to give instruction in all stages of child learning, but he should not make self-expression in education. Then teacher should provide opportunity for self-expression of the students through their self-activity. So these are some of the role that should be played by the teachers in the according to the pragmatic philosophy. So these are the aspects of education on which pragmatism has its impact. Therefore, we have to know, because we are discussing about pragmatic philosophy, so what are the influences it has in the field of education and how such kind of influences or impact we can implement in our present day education system. This is very much important and this is our concern. So dear learners, this was the part of discussion in this video, and we will again meet with a new videos with some new topics. Till then, thank you.